Are you tired of the jitters, the midday crash, and feeling like you need caffeine just to function? I know what you mean. That's why I kicked caffeine. I kicked it to the side, because you are not alone. Many of us rely on coffee, but we don't love the side effects. I mean, I love the taste of coffee. It could taste so good when you have the right type of creamer in it and everything right. It just tastes so good, but didn't like the side effects. But what if I told you that you could still enjoy a warm, delicious, and energizing drink without the caffeine crash? No jitters and no dependency. Would you like to know to hear more about that? If that sounds good, keep watching because today I'm going to show you my absolute favorite alternative. It is Cafe Roma and Rise Mushroom Coffee. Now, I don't really drink the Rise Mushroom Coffee alone. I mix it with the Cafe Roma. But then I'll drink the Cafe Roma alone. I'm going to show you how. For many of us, coffee is part of our daily routine. How many of you have coffee as your regular routine? Put it in the chat. Coffee, coffee. But let's be real. While it wakes us up, it also can, number one, create dependency. You need that coffee just to start the day. It causes jitters and anxiety, and too much caffeine can spike cortisol, your body's stress hormone. You don't need any more stress hormones, right? You don't need your hormones stressed anymore. We got enough stressors going on. It could lead to energy crashes. That quick caffeine high comes with the midday slump. I don't even want to talk about the headaches you get. If you drink caffeine and you go without your caffeine, how many headaches you get. I remember going into one of our favorite big coffee shops. I was at Starbucks with my daughter-in-law, my bonus baby. And everybody was standing in line. They were so patient, but for some reason the registers were shut down. You think people would go someplace else? Nope. They waited in line. But I was just so amazed. They were patiently waiting, like they were waiting for a drug. And what I realized is I was talking to some of them that if they didn't get their coffee, they would have a headache. And I know my husband suffered for years from having that caffeine headache. And when he stops drinking his coffee or he's late drinking his coffee, he gets a headache. I'm like, just have a cup of coffee. He's like, no, something's wrong with me. Go to the doctors and everything. Realize he need that cup of coffee because there's something in those beans too that will stop your headache. But it gives you what that. I noticed every time I would drink that coffee, whether it's decaf or regular, I would get a headache, And it could be the caffeine or the coffees that we drink. It contains so many unhealthy additives. You have your sugar, you have your artificial creamers, and then they used to call it non-dairy creamers. But really, when you look at it, there's really dairy in there. And dairy can mess with your gut and your energy levels. Okay, so either you say I'm gonna have milk or non-dairy. I'm not saying dairy-free. It's a big difference between non-dairy and dairy-free. What I put in my coffee, which I'm gonna talk more about, is dairy-free. So if you ever felt any of these effects, just go ahead and drop an emoji in the comments and let me know your experience with coffee. Even though we love it, but the effects of it, okay? So I'm going to show you just how I make my delicious and healthy and energy boosting alternative cafe Roma with my rice mushroom. Plus, I'm going to break down the amazing benefits of these coffee alternatives. Because that's one thing we love to talk about is alternatives to eating healthy. I don't want you to just give up stuff. Sometimes we always say, give up this, give up that, but we need to replace it with something, right? So this is my replacement. So then that way I'm going to show you this, and then even you maybe will try something different so you can decide if it's time to make the switch for you. Think about what's going on with your body. And then you stay to the end. I'm going to show you my favorite secret ingredient that makes this drink so extra creamy and flavorful. So by the way, if you're new here, my name is Vanessa Lindsay, and I love sharing healthy lifestyle changes that help you feel amazing every day. And I love hearing your comments of what you do that helps you feel better every day with changing your lifestyle. I used to be a coffee addict. I would drink my coffee, and I went from caffeine to decaf, and I just love the taste. I love the ritual because it's like, oh, I get up in the morning, it's cold, I have my cup of coffee, and I love the energy boost. Even when I had the decaf, I would trick my mind that I had an energy boost because really there is a little bit of that caffeine in that, right? But I didn't like the nervous energy that I got. I didn't like the afternoon crashes and feeling like I needed it just to function. I didn't like that. And then I definitely didn't like the headaches that I would get if I didn't have it, right? That's when I started exploring natural alternatives. Now, back in the day, I used to have Postum. If any of you remember Postum, put Postum in the chat. But they stopped making Postum. And so I had to find other alternatives. And let me tell you, when I found This cafe Roma, it was amazing. And then my husband started drinking this rye, and I started putting a little bit of rye with my cafe. I'm telling you, it's a game changer. So what makes these two drinks so special other than the taste and I get my warm, hot fuzzies in the morning, okay? It's a cafe Roma. It's a rich, smooth coffee alternative. It's completely, when I say completely, I mean completely caffeine free. So there are no jitters and there are no crashes, right? It's made from roasted barley, hickory, and rye. And that gives that deep coffee-like flavor without the acidity, right? That you talk about the hickory, that chicory, not hickory, but that's chicory. You remember that chicory, right? And it supports your digestion. The chicory root is great for your gut health. It is so good for you. And it's alkalizing and it's easy on the stomach. Unlike coffee, which can be acidic and it can be irritating. You ever get, you're just like, oh, I got so much acidic in my stomach, acid in my stomach. Be from the coffee. And then we have the Rise Mushroom Coffee. This is a superfood booster. It contains mushrooms. It helps balance stress and it boosts your energy. It has less caffeine than regular coffee. I didn't think it had any caffeine. And I was reading one day. I'm like, wait, hold on. This has a little caffeine in it. So if I do use it, I use just a very tiny bit if I want a little extra pick-me-up. But I don't use it that much, okay? I just use enough to wake up without the crash because sometimes I like to work late. I don't do it in the morning. This is why I do it, which really, y'all know this just don't make no sense, right? I worked all day long and you think I had enough for work and no. Then I feel like, oh my gosh, I'm so sleepy. Yeah, you should be sleepy. You get up at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, you work till 7 o'clock at night and you still want to work more. I'll go ahead and get a little of this, okay? Just a little bit, just to wake me up. It's packed with antioxidants, which supports your brain function and immunity, okay? It has a smooth and earthy flavor, and it pairs with natural sweeteners and dairy-free creamers. Really good with dairy-free creamers. So if you ever tried a coffee alternative before, let me know in the comments what it was and what your experience was with it. And so I'm going to show you how I make the perfect cup, okay? So what I do is I get, and I'm telling you, I don't measure nothing, but I go ahead and I get my cafe roll. But first of all, hold on, I forgot my agave. I use agave. Hold on. Had to get my hot water. Okay. So first I use a couple pumps of agave. Okay. That means a couple pumps. You're like, how you get agave in the pump? Well, this was my maple syrup jar, and when I fed with the maple syrup, I just washed it up, start putting some agave in there. And then I love this pure vanilla. This is pure Mexican vanilla extract. This is pretty good. And this past few months, I went over to Costa Maya. I think it was. I picked up some at Costa Maya. Some more 100%. Go ahead and I put 2 little capfuls in there. Then I'm going to go ahead put a little tablespoons. I like mine little strong little tablespoons. Now let me show you how much rye I use. I use 2 tablespoons of the Cafe Roma. Then I'm going to go ahead and, this is a tablespoon that I have here. I'm just going to go ahead and use just a tiny bit of the Cafe Roma. See, I might just put that much in there, but I don't want any cafe roller right now. But that's how much I will put in there because I don't really need it right now. But just a little bit of cafe roller in there. And then I'm going to go ahead and I use my coconut. I use coconut powder. It is 100% coconut powder. So I'm going to go ahead and I put a couple of those in there. Because I like the coconut powder. And put a couple of things of coconut powder in there. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with just a little bit of water because I like to blend it up. I used to have a hand mixer, but I don't have my hand mixer anymore. So I'm just going to put a little of my hot water in there. I use a little, take a 1 minute. And then I'm going to go ahead and I put it in the NutriBullet and let the NutriBullet go ahead. I know many of you have said you're not supposed to use the NutriBullet. I think I might have put in about a 2 spoons of agave syrup, or you could use any sweetener of your choice. I use the agave. So then I have this here, and then I pour it I only use just a little bit because the NutriBullet is not really made for hot things, and sometimes it sticks and it's hard to open, and you don't really want to twist off the top of something. So I just put a little in there and mix it up. And I go ahead and fill the container, fill it up with the rest of the water. And then boom, I have my wonderful this is so good. This is really, really good. And so if you want it more foamy, you can use a little frother, but this works great. You know, the coconut powder for me is really the game changer. And I used to use cashew powder, which also is a game changer too. But I've been hearing a few things about cashews. I'm going to have to really check it out a little bit. But I inadvertently, was using cashew powder. Then one day I ordered some and I made a mistake and it was coconut milk powder. And I said, oh, okay, let me check it out. Okay. That's what I love about the coconut milk powder. It's unlike traditional dairy or other artificial creamers. Coconut powder is dairy-free and it's plant-based. You know, I like that. It's natural, creamy, and it's rich. And I'm telling you, it's full of healthy fats that keeps you energized. It blends beautifully into hot water drinks. And it makes the alternative taste just like coffee. You know, because a lot of the time we love the taste of coffee, but we do love the taste of those creamers too, right? So let me know in the comments, what do you use as your creamer alternatives? If you use a creamer alternative, you may use your milks. Let me know. And if you use something, I'd love to hear your tips. Because again, this community is about sharing with everybody. We all share what we know so we can help each other. So if this video gave you any new idea for your morning drink, your afternoon drink, this is afternoon right now. It's a little cold, so I'm going to go ahead and have this. Do me a favor, give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button for more alternative tips and wellness strategies, okay? And do me a favor, share this video with a friend who's looking for a healthier coffee swap, okay? It tastes good. And let me know in the comments, have you tried Cafe Roma or the mushroom coffee, okay? And what's your morning go-to drink? So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.